11.3% of the population in America has diabetes. 1.4 million Americans are diagnosed with diabetes every year. The medical cost per year is $237 billion. Diabetes, it's everywhere. In fact, your voice guy, I live with diabetes. This is the Embrace Podcast. Diabetes is everywhere. It affects all age groups, all ethnicities, all walks of life. And on this show, we talk about diabetes awareness, current events and news, tips, advice, motivation. We'll speak with guest speakers. Welcome to the family. This is the Embrace Podcast. And now your host, Jazz.
Hey Embrace family, welcome to the podcast. My name is Jazz and I am your host. Today I want to talk about medication costs as far as getting assistance with what you may need. I've been doing a lot of research lately and I stumbled across a website that'll help in addition to what the Embrace Foundation offers as well. I know that sometimes Brandon can't get to everyone in regards to their needs, so I wanted to give you guys more options. That way you can help yourself and you can also help others. Diabetes is so expensive and I just want everyone to have access to the medication that they need. I know that there is a lot of programs out there that different doctor's office tell you about, or different people like word of mouth or what have you. But I know for my case, I was looking for diabetes support programs in regards to purchasing insulin or purchasing any diabetic supplies, but I could not find one. And that just was because of I didn't have the resources. So I want to make sure that everyone has access to these resources. My doctor's office even had a program, and they didn't even let me know. And I asked them pretty much verbatim, like, do you know of any cost saving measures that I could do to save money when I'm buying insulin or buying diabetic supplies? And the answer was no. So it's kind of not talked about. It's really hush. And I want to end that stigma. I want everyone to know what I know. And I think that that's the best way we can help each other out. So first things first, I did I did some research. So I was on the American Diabetes Association website, which is the ADA. And I was looking around there and trying to see some cost saving measures and things like that, because I saw Brandon's post where he was, we couldn't take any more of the applications or requests for diabetic supplies. So this just comes in super handy. It's great timing, and I want to make sure that we can all get, like I said, the insulin and medication that we need to survive every day, because we did not ask to have diabetes. It's honestly such a big inconvenience, but it's life. We have to deal with it. It's something that, we have to roll with the punches. And if we can roll with the punches, I'd like some free punches, okay? I'd like to not have to spend like $1,000 on meds. So without further ado, the website is insulinhelp.org. And of course, Brandon will link the website if it's able to be linked wherever we post. Once again, it's insulinhelp.org. And it is a sub-site, I would say, of the ADA website. And there's information on here for literally everything. So it says pretty much you could go straight through the insulin manufacturer, or you could reach out to, the different manufacturers and work with them like that. There is a list of medical device companies, and you can talk to them directly and learn about their patient assistance programs, which I had no idea of. And those are like Abbott, Eversense, CGM, Medtronic, Dexcom, Insulet, and Tandem Diabetes Care. There's also a section for local resources where it says find low or no cost options near you, where you want local support and you can find a community health clinic or pharmacy in your area that may offer free or low cost services and medications. And it has a link and everything, and it takes you to the next find a clinic near you. There's also a section called Health Equity Now, and it says that health equity is a human right. We must solve it together. Health inequity is obvious and widespread. It contributes to worse outcomes and higher risk for diabetes and many other diseases, and it undermines the well-being of our most underserved communities. Diabetes drugs, devices, supplies, and health insurance must be affordable and accessible, and I 100% agree. If I didn't have some of the resources that I have, I would not be as controlled as I am, and I would not probably be alive if we're being completely honest. There's also a section called Community Connection, and that's, once again, if you're looking for resources in your local community, local area, easily find the diabetes program or resources in your area that you've been looking for. Whatever that may be, I'll actually, after I finish going through the website, I'll probably click on that in my area and see what's to offer. They also have a section called More Resources, and it says, the following is a list of diabetes medication manufacturers, drug discount programs, and healthcare insurers with special patient assistance. Wow, that was a mouthful. So there's literally everything that I could possibly think of when I think of getting help for my diabetes. And I want you guys to really look and do your due diligence and do your research on the site, because I'm pretty sure it can help you. There's something on here for everyone. There's also a lower cost insulin formulation where it says, and this is just a different section as well, and this is all on the main page that I told you about on insulinhelp.org. Once again, the lower cost insulin formulations, it says that the American Diabetes Association, ADA, recognizes that affordable access to insulin is a matter of life and death every day for more than 7.5 million Americans with diabetes. That's crazy. I just think that's unreal. It's so unreal, because there's still, in my case, like I was saying earlier, there's still doctor's offices that won't tell you anything about getting access to affordable insulin. That's ridiculous. I was in a doctor's appointment, literally almost in tears, saying hey, is there anything that you could do to help me out? Because when you write this prescription for me and I go to the pharmacy, my copay is going to be at least $800. And that's not money that I have to just, not necessarily, I'm not going to call it thrown away, because it's important, life or death insulin. But it's not money that I have readily available. It's not money that I want to spend every so often when I have to go and get a full prescription of insulin. And that's just the insulin alone. That's not including the test strips and the meter, the glucagon that I might get, the needle tips, the alcohol swabs. It's so much. It's so much. So I was, like I said, I was almost in tears in this doctor's office, and I'm like, is there anything that I could do? Is there anything that you know of that could assist me when I'm getting my insulin, when I'm, or picking up my medication or supplies? I was told there was, nothing that they could do, and maybe I should ask the pharmacist, as if I haven't been in the pharmacy, almost in tears, getting a copay or getting told a copay that I just know was just a massive amount, and having to, call my mom or call my dad or say, hey, can y'all help me with this? But this is how much my insulin is. And them having to be like, biting the bullet to help, because of course it's a need. It's not like I'm calling to tell them, oh, I found these $800 or $900 shoes, and I think I'm gonna buy them. Can you guys send me some money for the rest of my bills, because once I pay for this, I'm gonna be broke. Transparent moment, full transparency. I just feel like that's ridiculous. So anyway, along those lines, so they tell me that there's nothing they can do. You guys, why? I go to the pharmacy. Of course, I've already talked to the pharmacist 1,001 times. So eventually I get to looking on the Novo Nordisk website, and they have what's called a patient assistance program. The pharmacy told me, your insulin company, or, the manufacturer of your insulin should have a patient assistance program. So that's what I Googled. I'm like, okay, let me see if I can Google patient assistance program. So I'm looking. I'm trying to find anything I can online about a patient assistance program. So I get on Novo Nordisk, and so there is a application that you have to fill out, and then you have to have your doctor's office fax it in for you. Or, you have to have your doctor's office fill out a portion, and then you fax it in. So I did that. I did the steps, and I got approved for that program. You guys, don't you know I had to pick up the medication from my doctor's office? This was a thing at my doctor's office. This was a whole program at my doctor's office. There are certain staff members that are dedicated to work in this program. So when the insulin comes in, or when the supplies come in, there are designated staff members who deal with this. You guys, when I found that out, I was so extremely frustrated, because, a month or 3 months or however long it took me to get my prescription, they knew about this program, and they didn't say anything to me. Honestly, that kind of soured my relationship with them. But that's neither here nor there. I won't go there. Those are my personal feelings. I will remain professional with that. But I just, like I said, it's really soured my feelings on that about them. So continuing down the website, there's a sub-site or sub-page of the site where it says, "We're here for you. If you're struggling with the cost of insulin, you're not alone. Be sure to talk to your healthcare team to learn about your options." And once again, there's a number you could call, you guys. I didn't even know that there was a number. It's called Call 1-800-DIABETES, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They're English, Spanish, or any other language that you may need, because there are interpreters there that can help you. And of course, there are different links to their pages, like Facebook or Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. All of those are there. I had no idea this even existed. Like I said, when I was going through what I was going through, and I found the patient assistance program, the patient assistance program is all that I found, because that's the term that I researched. Thank heavens for that pharmacist, because literally she probably saved my life. Insulin cost is so high. I always try to, when I'm running low on insulin, I know I can't necessarily afford, or this is past tense, when I was running low on insulin, I knew I couldn't afford to get a prescription at that time. I would go to Walmart, and I would get the $25 mix, $25 insulin mix, and I would be I just need to make sure that I'm continuing to take insulin. You guys, that insulin is no good for me, because that's not what I was prescribed. All insulin is not good insulin. And I think sometimes people were just like, oh, there's $25 insulin at Walmart you could take, diabetes isn't that expensive, what have you. If your body's not, if it's not for you, in my opinion, I'm not a doctor. Let's get that out there. I'm definitely not a doctor, and I'm not giving you any medical advice because I am not a doctor. I'm only telling you what works for my body and what does not work for my body. I don't feel that all insulin is created equal. All insulin is good insulin. So like I was saying, the mix, the $25 mix at Walmart is no good for me. No good for me. I've tried to use it over the years multiple times, multiple ways. It's no good for me. It does not work for me like my insulin does, like the insulin that I was prescribed by a doctor. That's why I do not take any medications that aren't prescribed for me. They never work out. The insulin is the number one, which is why I will never knowingly take the insulin, like the $25 insulin anymore. Like, that is something I cannot do anymore. And more power to you. Excuse me. More power to you if you can. You are amazing. You are 100% like great. I feel for you. I wish that I could be in your shoes, but it just does not work like that for everybody. And it does not work like that for, like I said in episode 1, diabetes is not a fit-all, like a one-size-fit-all by any means. Everybody's diabetes is different. Different people react to different things. It is, I'm not going to say it's uncontrollable, but it does what it wants to do sometimes. We all know this. You can dose for one thing and end up in a completely different place where you thought you were going to be. Just to be frank or real about diabetes, I can say that my ultimate goal with this podcast, or even, just helping out with the Embrace Foundation in general, just is to spread awareness for diabetes, but also spread awareness for programs that can help diabetics, because we're all in this together. You all are my virtual diabesties, or diabuddies, whichever one you want to call me. It's fine. My niece called me right after that episode, and she was like, Jazz, can I be your diabuddy? And it was the most adorable thing ever. Shout out to Madison. But yeah, I just want to raise as much awareness as I can for these free programs that we could take advantage of as just living with diabetes in general. And I want everyone to absolutely bookmark this in your phone. I know everybody goes on Safari on their phone. If not, bookmark it on your computer or your tablet, whatever you have. InsulinHelp.org. InsulinHelp.org. You guys absolutely need to take a look at this website. If I find any more resources, I will be more than glad to let you guys know what I find, what I research. In the meantime, whatever you guys know that I didn't say in this episode or I don't know about, because this is all I know at this point, please don't hesitate. Leave a comment. Do whatever you have to do to spread that awareness. I want everyone in this community to spread as much awareness as for different programs or different people to talk to, or groups, or any type of education. I want this to be so helpful that anyone who, or not even one, that someone who just got diagnosed with diabetes could come and just find every resource for every question that they may have. How cool would that be? To just make sure that every diabetic, or that all future diabetics, don't have to go through the things that some of the things that we had to go through as diabetics, like that learning curve. Imagine if people didn't have that learning curve, how much better their lives would be. Fantastic, amazing. I can't. It's so good. I want everyone, like I said, please bookmark the website. Please, please, please get on the website. I don't think that you guys understand that if people aren't using the resources, then the resources will go away. If I can help it, I want every single person to get something for free from somewhere, just because you have diabetes. Just because you were given the gift of diabetes, I want you to get the gift of something free. Okay? I will push this as much as I can. If you have diabetes, I want you to get something for free. Am I going to be able to provide you something for free? Absolutely not. I don't got it like that. Not yet. It's coming, but not yet. Please, please, please take advantage of these resources. You guys, like I said, some things are, if you don't use it, you will lose it. And like I said, I don't want that to be the case for anything that we all may need, especially with, the Embrace Foundation having so many requests and applications. I want you guys to please, please, please make sure you can take advantage of the stuff that we have, the resources that we have around us. All right? It was great talking to you guys this episode. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Another great episode by the wonderful Ms. Jazz. I always appreciate the work that she does. She always has so much passion and humor for each and every one of these episodes, and I really, really do enjoy each and every single one of them, and I hope you guys are too. I hope these episodes are helpful to you. These resources mentioned here today will be on our website as well as our link tree to be available for all of you guys to use whenever you want to. It's also going to be in the link in the description of this episode as well. Welcome to a brand new segment called Volunteer Spotlight. We have so many great volunteers on our team that you guys don't know about. It's not just me doing all this stuff. It's these people who put in work each and every single week. Amazing, hardworking, passionate people who want to make the world a better place. These people are the change. These people are the Embrace Foundation. And without them, there would be no organization. These people are responding to emails, getting people on our request form, getting them scheduled, taking care of you guys. These people are the best of the best. I'm so extremely proud and honored to have each and every single one of them be a part of our team. And I want to take this segment to give them the floor and introduce themselves to you guys, so you guys can get familiar with our team and who we are. Because again, it's not just me. It's a whole team of people who are working hard each and every single week to make sure that you guys are getting taken care of. So without them, there would be no Embrace. There would be nothing. So without further ado, let's get into our first one.
Hello, I'm Shiraz, and I'm currently a senior at Bryn Mawr College. I'm majoring in chemistry and am planning to go to medical school in a couple years. I've had type 1 diabetes for 8 years, and I'm pretty involved in the diabetes community. I used to go to diabetes camp when I was a kid, and then I became a counselor and have been going back ever since. I found Embrace back in 2020 on TikTok, actually. I saw Brandon on my For You page, and I was like, this seems like a really cool organization. And I saw that they were looking for volunteers, and so I sent a little email to Brandon, and the rest is history. Like, little did I know that Embrace would have a huge impact on my life. I feel really lucky that I've been able to be part of Embrace and see how much it's grown since joining. So now I am the Chief Operating Officer at Embrace, which is just a fancy way of saying that I run the behind the scenes stuff there. So basically all of the requests that are sent in, emails, scheduling, shipments, etc., that's all my arena. And I work with all of our amazing volunteers. And again, so happy to be working with them. They're all amazing. So Brandon asked me to give a little piece of advice for anyone dealing with diabetes. So my advice would be to be kind to yourself. Diabetes is a ton of work, and it's truly a marathon. It's not a sprint. And I think something like really unique about diabetes is that you get so much information all the time. Like if you have a sensor, like a continuous glucose monitor, you see your blood sugar like every 5 minutes. And even if you don't, checking your blood sugar with a meter, you see your blood sugar at least a couple times a day. And if you were to look at your blood sugar and give it a value judgment every time you check, like if you check your blood sugar and you see that it's really high and you say, wow, I shouldn't have done blah, 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 or I should have done the blah, blah, to prevent this high blood sugar. That's like so many extra times a day that you like feel disappointed in like your life and like how you're taking care of yourself and stuff. And I think that, looking at blood sugar as just a number and like using the approach of like, okay, I'm looking at my blood sugar. This is a number that I can take action to change, but it's not me. Like I am separate from my blood sugar, is a really hard thing to do, but is really important because, as I said, diabetes lasts and it's forever. So like taking into account the emotional weight that comes with managing something like diabetes is like worth acknowledging. And so be kind to yourselves and just know you're doing great. Okay, that's all. Bye.
Shiraz has been with me since 2020. She started off by reaching out to me saying, hey, how can I help? And she started helping me tackle all of the Instagram messages that we were getting. We were getting hundreds because we were first starting to blow up and we were first starting to get some exposure. And at that time, it was just me. It was just me with a bunch of boxes in a storage unit, and I was feeling extremely overwhelmed. And then this angel, Shiraz, came along, and she really, really, really ran with it. She is the reason our website looks the way it does. She is the reason that we now have a solid fluid system with our Google Sheets and our application form. Believe it or not, back then we were just taking requests through Instagram messages. So she is the reason that Embrace is where it is today. She is our chief operating officer, and she does amazing work each and every single day, each and every single week. She's always coming up with new ideas and new ways that we can help more people and extend our reach with Embrace, as well as logistical stuff, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate her and her work. She is just amazing, and we are so proud to have her on our team.
Thanks for listening to another great episode of the Embrace Podcast with Jazz. You can follow Embrace on Instagram at Embrace3Movement or on TikTok at Embrace3. If you or someone you know has diabetes and needs supplies, you can visit their website at theembracefoundation.org and fill out a supplies request form. We'll see you back here every other Wednesday for a fresh new episode of the show. Until then, embrace, endure, and overcome diabetes. You are not alone.
Here is a quick message from me, Brandon, the founder and CEO of the Embrace Foundation. The supplies request form is now closed until mid to late November. With over 4,000 requests and counting and the ability to only send out 20 packages a week, we simply cannot continue to accept applications. We have closed out all applications that have not been completed before 2022. Our goal is to complete all current requests and moving forward to drastically cut down on turnaround time on getting you the supplies that you need. We understand that if you are in need of diabetic supplies, that it is a time-sensitive matter, and we do not want people to be waiting weeks, if not months, to receive their supplies. We are a team of a little over 20 volunteers that are doing our best to make sure you are all getting the supplies that you need in the most efficient way possible. And that is a small step we need to take to get there. Thank you for understanding. Your support is appreciated. We hope to continue to be an organization you can rely on. If you go to our website, www.theembracefoundation.org, you can sign up to be emailed as soon as we reopen applications. Thank you so much for your patience and understanding. Please email team@theembracefoundation.org for any questions. Thank you so much.